Reed Richards of Earth 1610 thought he was meeting another version of himself for a scientific exchange. Instead, he was walking into hell. The teleporter lit, and in a heartbeat, Reed stepped onto Earth 2149. At first, it looked like New York, but twisted. The Baxter Building was a gutted skeleton, the streets slick with rot and ash. Then the laughter came. Out of the shadows shuffled the Fantastic Four, his Fantastic Four. Except their flesh hung in strips, their eyes glowed with hunger, and their leader sneered, "Ever get the feeling you've been had?" They hadn't summoned Reed for wisdom. They'd summoned him for meat. Mr. Fantastic's rotting frame coiled around him like a serpent, demanding Susan cage him in a force field. She hesitated. That hesitation saved him. Reed broke free, dove into the sewers and barely escaped. He surfaced in time to be webbed against a wall by Spider-Man, his mask dripping with blood, before a thunderous roar split the air. The Hulk came crashing through, jaws wide, ready to tear Reed apart. But salvation arrived in a storm of flying cars. Magneto. The master of magnetism ripped Reed free and dragged him into his stronghold, a barricaded subway tunnel packed with a handful of survivors clinging to hope. Among them was a man and his daughter, Mindy, dying for lack of insulin. To them, Reed was just another costumed fool who might be carrying the infection. But to Magneto, Reed was something more, a chance. If there's a way for the infected to cross dimensions, Magneto told him, then there's a way for us to escape. Meanwhile, back on Earth 1610, Sue, Johnny, and Ben discovered Reed's teleportation rig. When it lit up again, they thought Reed was coming home. Instead, it was his zombified counterparts. The battle was instant, brutal. Sue held the line with force fields, Johnny scorched the walls, and Ben slammed doors shut. But even airtight steel couldn't hold back the hunger of a twisted Reed Richards, who wriggled through like liquid death. Sue had no choice. She collapsed part of his brain with her powers, dropping him in a heap. Back in the infected world, Magneto and Reed made a desperate run for the Baxter Building, survivors in tow. Zombie Avengers swarmed them. Zombie Thor roared, "They're packed in here like sardines!" The tunnel erupted into chaos. Magneto hurled a train down the line like a missile, scattering corpses, but more poured in. Then came the shadow of giants, Zombie Giant Man, bellowing for flesh, and behind him the rest. The survivors were seconds from being crushed when salvation arrived, the ultimate Fantastic Four. Sue blinded the horde by erasing their optic nerves. Ben Grimm's fists sent giants reeling. Johnny stormed the skies, burning a path through the night. For one fragile moment, hope returned. They raced to the Baxter Building when they heard a roar. The shadow of something massive swept over them. Zombie Hulk came crashing down with a boom that shattered the street. "Guys, look out!" Reed shouted. Magneto stepped forward, voice steady. "Don't worry, I'll handle it." But Ben pushed past him. "Step aside, dude. Always wondered if I could take this freak." One colossal swing, the thing's rocky fist smashed across Hulk's face. The impact shook the ground. Hulk's massive body flew backward, collapsing in silence. Zombie Hulk was out cold. Ben cracked a grin. "Guess that answers that question. Now let's stop wasting time and get in there." Inside, Reed recalibrated the teleporter to send the survivors home. But Magneto stayed behind. "Why aren't you coming?" Reed demanded. "Because someone has to destroy this," Magneto said. "If I don't, they'll follow you. Sometimes, Richards, things fall apart. Now get out of here." The survivors screamed as the machine roared. Magneto only smiled. "Goodbye, Mindy. Be good." The teleporter flashed. Behind them, the building erupted as Magneto destroyed the machine, swallowed with the zombie horde in fire. Back on Earth 1610, Reed stumbled out, hollow. Dr. Storm was waiting. Reed lived, but in his ears, the screams from the other side never stopped.